Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky Bible College mourns the loss of one of its own, and friends and family of a Kentucky college student who lost his life remember his legacy.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. It's 6:32. It's Wednesday, the middle of the work week. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you, and let's take it over to Brandon. And Brandon, if folks are heading out the door, they may need to take a rain jacket with them. I took mine this morning, and it was kind of warm outside, so that's a plus.
Exactly. But the rain is cooling it off just a smidge this morning, so that's not helping. But it was in the mid-60s, even upper 60s in some spots a little earlier. As we look at live pinpoint Doppler radar, we see that rain coming down in many areas this morning. But the further north and west you are, the better chance you're not seeing a whole lot right now. We're continuing to watch that. Moving through the eastern parts of the state there, heavy rain of concern from Jackson all the way back down into southwest Virginia and even East Tennessee. So just continue to watch that as it works its way through I-75 at Mount Vernon. A little bit of traffic this morning, no major issues with rain. A lot of sensors out this morning, but 62 in Prestonsburg, 59 in Jackson and Somerset, 58 in Harlan and Middlesboro this morning across the region. Unfortunately, the Houston sensor out probably took a hit from some severe weather the last couple of days down that way. New Orleans at 57 this morning, and then Tallahassee, which I believe is under a tornado watch right now, 69 heading through the first part of your day. Forecast for today, 75 this afternoon. Scattered chances will become the norm there with some storms popping up this afternoon, so be aware of that. Some of those could be on the stronger side. Some rain chances lingered tonight as the cold front comes through and knocks our temperatures back a few degrees. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, there was a strong show of support last night for 3 Morehead State students involved in a crash while on spring break in Florida. Stephen Bowling died in the crash. He was 23 and from Breathitt County. His fraternity brothers Grayson Rulon and Christian Schneider are in intensive care. Chad Hedrick shows us how friends and students are remembering Bowling's young life.
We said we didn't know how we became Big Littles, but it was like that. He was closer to me than my biological big brothers.
You know, he could always find a little bit of humor in every situation. Loved everybody.
The stories are countless of how Stephen Bowling, known affectionately as Breck, will be remembered by his classmates, friends, and fraternity brothers.
He was just such a light.
A large showing of support Tuesday for the 23-year-old from Breathitt County. He died last week after a crash on I-10 in Florida. He was on spring break. His 2 fraternity brothers, Grayson Rulon and Christian Schneider, are fighting for their lives.
There's not enough good words I can say about Breck or CJ or Grayson. None of them ever met a stranger. They'll talk to any one of you.
Breck's sister Katie, overcome with emotion, talking about her big brother, who always looked out for her.
Breck's always been my guardian. He's always taken so much good care of me, and he always checked up on me. Always made sure I was okay, and was always my biggest shoulder to lean on.
An emotional hour of remembering a life taken far too soon. Breck's dad leaving the group of students with a message of how to honor his boy.
Tell them daily you love them, because there may be a knock on your door at 3:30 in the morning and you never get a chance again. So tell them every day. I can see it in your faces. Some of you have not called your mother this week. When we leave here, do it. If it's a 5-second conversation that says, I love you.
That was Chad Hedrick reporting. Well, those at Clear Creek Baptist Bible College are still mourning after they lost a beloved administrator last week. Matthew Black was the dean of the institutional advancement at Clear Creek and was only 38 years old when he died last Friday. The effect Black had on Clear Creek and his relatively short amount of time he spent there will be felt for years. Michael Dealin was a colleague and former classmate of Black's at Clear Creek.
I took a mission team to the Dominican Republic, and we landed in Miami when we found out of his passing. And as a team, we were just completely shocked. We stopped right there in the middle of customs and began to pray for his family.
Well, Dealin says the pain of losing Black is mingled with peace, knowing that he will be able to enjoy catfish with Black like they used to again one day. A woman is now in jail following a shooting over in Leslie County yesterday. Deputies with the Leslie County Sheriff's Office responded just after noon yesterday to a call of a man shot on Lower McIntosh Road. While at the scene, they found a man with a serious gunshot wound. He was treated and flown to a hospital. Deputies arrested 44-year-old Shandell Owen Johnson of Chavies in connection with the shooting. She's now being held at the Leslie County Detention Center and is charged with assault, wanton endangerment, and terroristic threatening. Kentucky State Police troopers were called to a shooting Monday in the South Williamson community of Pike County. After arriving at the scene, they discovered Philip May was shot. They believe an altercation between him and Jimmy Crabtree led to the shooting. May was taken to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. This investigation is ongoing. A Lawrence County attorney is planning to plead guilty on criminal charges. The Lexington Herald later reports attorney Michael Hogan agreed to one charge of conspiring to commit wire fraud and one charge of theft. An attorney for Michael's wife, Joy, filed a similar motion that she will plead guilty. She is facing one charge of a conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Michael and his wife are suspected of diverting money from property tax collections between March 2013 to April 2020. Well, there was a small fire at the Kentucky River Regional Jail here in Hazard yesterday afternoon. Jail staff recognized the smell of smoke and when discovering the fire immediately moved inmates to a safe part of the building. Firefighters say when they arrived there was heavy smoke coming from the roof. A quick investigation found the fire began in the dryer vent ducts. Though those vents were dismantled and the fire was extinguished, officials say damage is minimal and there have been no injuries reported. Well, we want to remind you that of the dangers that come with excess lint that builds up. Back in September, we talked with a local appliance repair worker who shared with us a few tips on how to prevent dryer fires. The first is clean and maintain the lint, and the second is to fix any malfunctioning needs that your dryer might need looked at. Nearly 3,000 dryer fires occur each year, with almost 50% of those happening due to lint buildup. A hiker is recovering in the hospital after falling at Red River Gorge. Powell County Search and Rescue says the person fell about 30 feet. Crew members had to carry the hiker out, which was a tricky job because of the terrain. Once they were out, the hiker was flown to a hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. Crews from Wolf and Lee counties also helped in the rescue effort. One East Kentucky President and CEO Chuck Sexton, as well as Director of Regional Development Ivy Stanley, both announced the resignations Tuesday. Now the Economic Development Organization is looking for its next leader. Board member Alan Gilliam and Board Chairman Mark Cooch say they will search locally as well nationally for the right person. Cooch also says Sexton and Stanley plan to stick around to help with the transition.
Both Chuck and Ivy do not intend to leave in a rapid manner. They're going to stay in East Kentucky for at least 6 months, maybe longer. And they're going to be a resource and work with whoever we find to take the new spot as CEO, in order that the transition be as smooth as possible.
Well, since 2016, One East Kentucky has announced more than 1,000 new jobs in the region.
6:40 here on this Wednesday morning. We're tracking most of the rain through the eastern counties. You go west of I-75, not a whole lot out there this morning. That includes Rockcastle County, Jackson County, up through Estill and Powell counties this morning. But you come back into parts of Breathitt and Floyd and Magoffin and Johnson and over toward Perry and over all the way through Clay County, seeing some heavy pockets of rain, then basically through Pike County all the way up the border there with Virginia as well. Temperatures this morning: 63 Prestonsburg and Pikeville, 60 in Clintwood, 57 in London and Harlan, 55 in Jacksboro. Out the door forecast for you today: we are going to be seeing those rain chances becoming more scattered by this afternoon. Some storms could be in the mix with that, and some of those could be on the stronger side, so make sure you have a way to get those alerts if they are issued. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, the time is now 6:41. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. Health experts warn about a potential climb in COVID cases due to a new subvariant. That's on the way.